Hey, what's up? This is a show where I review my whole Steam library. This game is 16 out of 700 something and the 4th out of 70 games that start with the letter D. Today I'll talk a little bit about how I like the review copy of Door Kickers 2, tactical puzzle commander game where you order around little dudes with guns that blow up stuff, get blown up by stuff, stop executions, breach buildings and everything else that you would expect from special forces people. But first things first, I played the first Door Kickers, albeit not that long and quite some time ago now, but I was already a little familiar with what it's about. Now, at the moment of writing this, I'm clocking in at about 12 hours playtime. So if my introduction from before wasn't already self-explanatory enough, let me give you a TLDR on how this game works. You load in with a team of 2 to 12, I believe, operatives, whose loadout you can edit and customize before the action starts. There's different specialists like assault forces or marksmen with their own unique equipment. They're good at different things. So you also get to build your own team composition however you like it. Then when all of that is done, you get to pre-plan their moves, like this guy will blow up the door and these guys will follow up with a smoke grenade each, and then you get to press play and watch it crash and burn in real time. The cool thing is that there's many ways to play this game. You might just barge in guns blazing from the front, find out the hard way where all the enemies are, die and reset quickly to then just try again, or you really take your time with it, trying to be very careful and tactical. I even saw some actual police or military people showing real life room clearing techniques and how they work in the game. So that was pretty interesting.
When you have a center-fed room, the point man has to decide which way he will go, and the second man will go the opposite direction to cover his back. Flowing is usually preferred because it is faster and therefore safer. I tested flowing left, flowing right, button hooking left and button hooking right.
You can go as much into the RP as you want, but yeah, I usually didn't like planning that much since it usually wouldn't turn out that well. So I just went with the initial move here and aim there and went from there with a lot of pausing in between and re-evaluating what the plan even is at some point. There's a skill tree where you can reinforce the playstyle you're going for. I went with many points in long range combat because I like the snipers a lot. There's different challenge achievements per mission. For example, only use the pre-planning tactics to finish this level or clear the level only with one guy that I usually ignored because that would require too much time. You also get stars after each level that you can then use to upgrade your squad's loadout. There's a bunch of different stuff to unlock, so it's fun to just browse the shop and read through the descriptions to theory craft possible upgrades. It also felt pretty cool to fly through a mission that gave you trouble before after unlocking some equipment. Not only can you upgrade your equipment though, your squad members will also be upgraded the longer you use them. It might be a little much to get into in the first hour or so, but the game's tutorial missions are pretty good at showcasing the possibilities of movement and equipment and so on. Sometimes I would have wished that you could multi-select 2 units and give them the same path, or that there was an easier way in managing huge amounts of units at once, but I guess the 10 unit missions just take longer by design. You're supposed to take it slow and plan everything. Probably. That's why I usually preferred the smaller missions. It's just easier to control the 4 guys that you use instead of going back and forth between everyone. Even on big missions, I would still kind of only ever play around with 4 units actively, while the others just stand around somewhere either actually guarding something useful or just staring at the wall or something. After clearing 15 solo missions, you get to unlock campaigns, which are connected missions. When one of your guys gets injured in a mission, he might have to sit out the next mission, or they could just get killed in action, so they won't be available for the rest of the campaign period. This adds another level of difficulty, having to plan out who to bring and who gets to rest and so on. I like the campaign missions the most. You get to train your favorite soldiers, and you have to think twice if you want to send in your squad recklessly and risk having them die for the rest of the campaign or not. After finishing the campaign, you get some sort of a premium currency to unlock the best gear and training. The last noteworthy mode is online play. Unfortunately, my attempts at randomly queuing up to play with someone were not very fruitful. I didn't quite understand how it works with 2 people. I could pause my guys, but time wouldn't stop for the other person. I later found out this was a matter of setting the lobby up correctly. After a couple tries, I was getting a little bit embarrassed because we kept dying, but that problem soon solved itself. Yeah. To finish out this review and show you what you can expect when actually playing a mission, I'll showcase a couple of attempts from the campaign. Main cast consists of, as previously mentioned, myself and my trusty subscribers, such as Asa Flea, the Pretend Carrot, Cerberus Normandy, and others. The goal of this mission is to rescue these hostages. This is some castle that got taken over by bad guys, and the courtyard is held down by heavy guns, so rushing through there is not advisable, is what the mission text said. This guy over here will start a timer for 3 separate bombs pretty soon after your cover is blown. The first couple of tries I just went through normally, killing some bad guys and then just trying to disarm all 3 separate bombs, but the third bomb way up there always gave me trouble and would explode all the targets. Funny thing is, in one try I rescued a hostage that was kept elsewhere. The remaining hostages got blown up, so I passed the mission since I saved one, but that didn't feel very satisfying. Long story short, I bashed my head against the bomb problem for a while when I got an idea that maybe I could just send in one guy, sneaky beaky style, to take out the big guy so he won't even set off the bombs. Here's how that went. So yeah, after that I could take all the time in the world to inch my way forward and get the hostages. Another difficult mission was this one. I had to send in my team to eliminate everyone in these 2 buildings. How many of them were in there? Only like 50. I tried going down the middle, securing both sides at once, but that turned out to be not so smart because I would just get shot from the side I was guarding less. So after a while I figured out that I could just explode my way through here to clear one house at a time. I made more progress with this approach, but would still get forced to restart here and there. In the run that would eventually succeed, everything went according to plan. Breach the building, kill some dudes, bing bang boom, until I reached this spot over here. I was getting a little bit careless with the movement and thought I had already won, basically. So the idea I had was to flashbang and then just clean up the room, but I underestimated how many guys would be in there, so I lost many units for no real reason. I was debating restarting at this point, but this try had already taken so long, I didn't want to restart without at least trying. So it was Asaph Lee and Sully up against the whole other building of enemies, so let's just say the odds were stacked against us. I tried using the remaining smoke grenades and actual grenades that were available to slowly make my way through the building. I don't know how I didn't die at multiple points in the remainder of this mission, but I guess sometimes it just be like that. Let me just play the rest of the mission for you here. What did I like about the game? It's just a lot of fun to build a squad and figure out a way to complete your mission. If something doesn't work, you can just change your loadout to fit the mission's needs. You can either really flex your tactician muscles and cook up a master plan, or YOLO it and see what happens to gather more info on the map. So it's cool that you're not forced into a certain playstyle. With the campaigns, multiple different unlockable squads, a ton of solo missions, workshop missions, and challenge coins on each of those, there's a ton of content overall to go through. It's very satisfying when a big maneuver works out as planned and the shooting movement feels pretty good. What did I not like? Controlling units in a big mission is a pain in the ass. I would like a multi-select functionality or a follow this dude's path function or something like that. I don't really have anything else bad to say about it. I thought it was a pretty cool game. Who should get this? If you like tactical/puzzle games but also enjoy guns and exploding things, this would be a pretty cool game for you, I imagine. If you enjoyed this week's review, be sure to like and subscribe. I release new reviews every once in a while. Good luck.